guys, welcome back to today's video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lizette. If you're not, welcome back. So today I'm going to be taking you guys through my entire glutes and hamstrings workout, meaning warm-ups, full workout, and stretching. So you already saw my morning routine, a little bit of it. I got up, did my morning routine, had my tea, had a little bit of a pre-workout meal, which was just granola and some Greek yogurt to get some protein and a little bit of carbs in, drinking my pre-workout now. If you're not aware, I am recovering from an SI joint injury, which is like a glute / lower back injury. So my weight is not going to be as heavy as I would like it to, but I do have the green light to continue to increase my weight. So if you are new and you're getting into your fitness journey, or if you're just continuing on and getting back into it, you're perfect timing because you get to follow along with me. You'll be able to see my weight increase, which is exactly what you should be doing as well. So let's go get this workout and I hope you enjoy. Gym fit of the day hat is Adidas, oversized tee is from Abercrombie & Fitch, leggings are Ye Oreo from Amazon, and sneakers are low top blazers from Nike. Alright you guys, starting out this workout with our warm-ups. So first you'll see I'm doing a deep squat here, rotating side to side. We're really going to hit those hips because we're going to be doing a lot of hip hinging movements today. So now you see I'm going into that same deep squat, holding the ankles, but coming up to really get those hamstrings as well as those hip flexors. Moving on to two more hip openers. These I just consider knee taps. You're just going to tap your knee down to the floor as well as you can. In the beginning it will be difficult, so take your time with these. Next we're going to move into 90-degree hip extensions. So you're just going to flip each knee over and then do a little hip thrust at the top, really opening up those hips. Next we have a movement that's really going to open up both your hamstrings and your adductor, so the inside of your thighs as well as your hips. Take these slow and controlled, rock back and forth, and you'll definitely feel the stretch. Now that we've got the hips and hamstrings and lower extremities all warmed up, we're going to move into some glute activation and warm-ups. So here you'll see I put a glute band around my ankles and I'm just doing monster walks side to side, and then I'm also going to flip it and go front and backwards. Next for the glutes, we have these diagonal step backs. They're not necessarily a kickback, but more so just stepping back and really engaging that glute. You'll also feel it in the standing leg. Last glute warm-up we have is just some banded glute bridges. Make sure to push those knees out at the top and keep that core braced. Alright guys, moving on to the actual workout, we are going to be starting with hip thrusts. As you can see, I am just starting out with 10-pound plates as a warm-up set. So yes, I already warmed up my glutes, but especially with the injury, I always start out with a light weight for the first set to really get your body and your muscles in the movement that you're going to be doing and get it adjusted so that you don't overexert yourself. So with hip thrusts, you want to set up the bar so that you have a barbell pad. Get yourself a bench where your shoulder blades are right above the bench. You're going to go ahead and get your feet in a position that when you are extended at the top, your legs are at a 90-degree angle. You're going to tuck your hips under at the top, or you could do a full hip extension, but either way, just make sure you are squeezing your glutes and pushing the knees out at the top. Alright, moving on to my first working set after the warm-up with just the 25-pound plates, making sure form is well, making sure the core is braced, and really trying my best to feel it in the glutes. As I get into my last working set here with hip thrusts, I just want to give a couple hip thrust pointers for you guys. Make sure you play around with your foot placement. Just because mine are facing forward, they're slightly pointed out. Yours may need to be a little bit more slightly pointed out. Just play around with it. Play around with your bench positioning. Chances are your bench is actually too high, so aim for 12 inches to 16 inches in height for your bench. Alright guys, for the hip thrust, I forgot to mention we did 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to our next exercises, which is dumbbell RDLs. Make sure you keep that back straight, core tight, and you hinge at those hips. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 reps here. After my dumbbell RDLs, I went ahead and headed to the cables to do some single leg RDLs. Now these are incredible for your glute med, which is that upper glute muscle, but also working on balance and stability. These are also great if you're trying to get into single leg deadlifts because you have the cable as extra resistance to help you if you're off balance. So these are a great beginner move as well if you're looking to get more single leg work in. But again, keep that core braced, back straight, and really pull through your glute, hinging at your hips and not your knees. So we did 3 sets of 10 reps for those single leg deadlifts, and now we're moving into single leg glute med kickbacks on the cable. These are not your average kickbacks, but they are much better in my opinion for truly isolating that glute medius muscle, that upper muscle. Again, you're going to be able to keep your back a lot straighter and your core tight. You're going to kick back and at a bit of a diagonal, really squeezing that glute. Again, 3 sets of 10 reps. Now we are moving on to glute-focused hyperextensions on the hyperextension machine. So we're going to hop on, we're going to make sure our feet are flared out a little bit, the padding is right below your hips. Grab a weight if you are ready for the weight, and just make sure at the bottom before you come up, you round your upper back a little bit so you take the weight off of your lower back, and you're just going to squeeze your glutes, only come up as far as you need to feel it in your glutes. Here's another angle of the feet being flared out and how I'm grabbing the weight. So we're doing 3 sets of 10 reps here. All right, moving into our last exercise, we're going to be isolating those hamstrings and right underneath the glutes with this lying hamstring machine. So just hop yourself on, make sure the padding is adjusted correctly, and try your best to keep your hips attached to the padding below you. Take these slow and controlled and hold for a second at the top to really work those hamstrings. We're ending with 3 sets of 10 reps. And last but not least, let's get into some stretches. So here I'm just doing that same deep squat you saw earlier, but I'm just holding it. Now we're going to go into this cobra position, which is really going to stretch out these glutes. And again, make sure you're holding these for 30 seconds each. Anything less is not going to do that much for you. You see I bent over a little bit here just to get a deeper stretch. We're just going to go ahead and switch legs. Guys, don't forget this. Very important. And right after this, we're going to go ahead and move into the figure 4 stretch. So you're just going to put your ankle on one of your thighs and pull behind that thigh towards you. Here you can see I'm stretching my left glute. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the other side. These are incredible, probably my favorite glute stretch. So if you're not already doing them, throw them in your routine. Then we're going to go ahead and do a crossbody glute stretch. This is also really good for your glutes. It also will stretch out your lower back, which you definitely need on a lower body day like this. Go ahead and switch legs. Again, 30 seconds and you're good to go. Here you can see I'm just pulling my knee up to my chest. This is going to stretch out your lower back, some of your glutes, and even your hips a little bit. So definitely take these and run with them. They are golden. And we're going to end with my favorite hamstring stretch, which is just an elevated stretch where you're putting a resistance band or a stretch band around your foot. You're going to pull it towards you a little bit just until you feel that stretch, and you're really going to feel this in your hammies. One of my favorites. And that is the full workout, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about the workouts, leave them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.